So very happy to be amongst all the devotees, but also sad. I hope all of you have seen the message. So it's very unfortunate. Even yesterday when I almost gave a class on announcements regarding Ganga Snan and other things, still we have lost one devotee who came with us in this yatra. I remember in the morning we were sitting together and having breakfast. Very, very sweet. Just 22 years old. Outside world, people, when they offer their prayers, they observe 2 minutes of silence. But when devotees, when they offer prayers for the departed soul, they continue chanting the holy names and glorifying Krishna. That's the way in which we can pray for the departed soul. And I'm sure such a very humble devotee, leaving the body here in a very wonderful place, Navadvip Dham in Ganga, is glorious for him, but very, very sad for us. Very, very sad for us. So today's class, today's kirtan, everything is dedicated for this devotee. My absorption in speaking and your absorption in hearing is the prayer for his well-being, for his good spiritual destination. So let's begin this offering of prayers to their lordships for this departed soul by chanting Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurummilitam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manodhishtam Sthapitam Vena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganam Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganam Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamascha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabha Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Mokam karoti vachalam tamam gayate girim yat kripatam vande Shri Gurum Dinatarin Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So it's a very, very glorious opportunity to come together and hear. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is saying, Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantah Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. When my devotees come together, Krishna is telling Arjun, Arjun, you know what my devotees do when they come together? They do what exactly you do, O Arjun. And what do devotees do? When they come together, they discuss about Krishna. And when they discuss about Krishna, there's a different feeling of satisfaction that comes. There's a different feeling of bliss and happiness that comes. How many of you have experienced this when you're sitting in a class? Not my class, someone else, other devotees. Yeah. So that satisfaction, that bliss, obviously when class is short, the bliss is more. I've seen that. Therefore, when we come together and discuss about the Lord, this is what takes place. We become spiritually nourished. So for next 1.5 hours to 2 hours, we'll try to discuss about the Lord. And depending on, I'll keep seeing all the devotees, depending on how many devotees are blessed by Nidra Devi, I'll stop accordingly. I'll reduce the span of the class. So let's begin. In Sri Vrindavan Dham, every day there would be katha. And who will be doing that katha? All the gopas and all the gopis, they will be doing katha. And their katha will not be like this, one sitting on Vyasasana and others are sitting and they're discussing. No. One gopi will tell another gopi, hey, Haribol, you know what Krishna did today? Krishna killed Putana. Krishna killed Trinavarta. Krishna did this, Krishna did that. And another gopi, arey, this is the news which has happened 3-4 days back. I'll tell you the fresh news. And they'll start. And the gopas also not less. The gopas would go home and they would tell the parents, oh ma, papa, listen. Today Krishna did this in the forest. This is how he was climbing the tree. This is how he was swimming in the Yamuna. This is how he killed these different demons. These were at home. But those devotees were not satisfied just discussing amongst themselves. They wanted to take darshan of the Lord, his mother, and then speak about Krishna. So the gopis would go home of Yashoda Mai, and in the mood of complaining, they would start speaking the glories of Lord Krishna. They'd start speaking about various pastimes of Krishna. So one of the gopis, she started saying that your son Krishna, he comes to my home and he steals butter. Now, Mother Yashoda, I think it was a daily affair for her. Every day stealing butter, every day some mischief. So at that time, Mother Yashoda is asking, why you didn't catch him red-handed? And Mother Yashoda said, I caught him red-handed. I said, chore. And you know what, Mother, he replied in back? You are chore. Everything in this world belongs to me. This is how your son behaves? Okay, you hide everything then, if that is the problem. And at that time, the gopis who had come, they were saying that what do you think, we don't do that? We hide everything. We are successful in hiding everything and no stealing happens on that day. And guess what? Your dear son Krishna, he curses everyone in the house. Daridra vasatu grahe. May Daridra reside in this house. May this entire house be poverty stricken. And Yashoda Mai, hearing all this, she's smiling. For Yashoda Mai, right from the childhood of Krishna, it has been a great anxiety. This was when Krishna started walking. When Krishna started crawling, at that time itself, he would keep crawling and whatever is shining, be it fire, be it a sharp sword, or be the thorns, or be it the horns, anything he would go and try to touch. And Mother Yashoda's only job was pick him up from there and keep him in a safe place. Again he'll crawl. Again he'll come back. This same Brajendra Nandan, the son of Nanda Maharaj, has come again in the age of Kali as Sachi Sutta. Brajendra Nandan Jai, Sachi Sutta Vailo say, the same Nanda Maharaj's son, Mother Yashoda's son, has come in the age of Kali as a son of Mother Sachi or Jagannath Mishra. So in the 48 years of the pastimes that the Lord did, the first 24 years, in fact, the initial part of first 24 years has been like Krishna's pastimes. His pastimes started right from the time he also started crawling. These pastimes are so wonderful. Vrindavan Das Thakur goes on describing this so beautifully to such an extent that childhood pastimes are given in Chaitanya Bhagavat and later pastimes is not described. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says that since childhood pastimes have been described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, I'll describe rest of the pastimes. I can imagine how many pastimes are there in this wonderful Shastra, Chaitanya Bhagavat. When Lord started crawling, he would just crawl and go and touch anything and everything which is shining, like Krishna. Once, a snake was crawling in the courtyard. Huge black snake. I don't know how many of you have the experience of seeing a black snake, not on TV or YouTube or whatever, in front of you. Even if someone sees the dead snake in front, even if you say it is dead, don't worry, go and touch. It's very, very difficult to have that confidence and go and touch. So this black snake was crawling, was slithering in that courtyard. And our dear Lord Nimai was crawling. He crawled. He caught the tail of snake, he pulled it. The snake is moving ahead, he's pulling behind. Huge snake. And guess what? The snake coiled itself very nicely. And our dear Lord, without any tension, he just got onto the snake and rested in a Shayan Mudra. Now for us it is Haribol. But for his parents it was Haribol. When they came out, they were astonished to see this entire scene. Astonished completely. They were not understanding what they are seeing. And when they came back to their senses and they realized that there's a black snake and anytime it can harm our child, all of them loudly started shouting, Garuda, Garuda. What did they chant? इसमें तो पक्षी भी नहीं उड़ेगा. What did they chant? When all of them were chanting, Garuda, Garuda. Here our Nimai, Aram is resting on the snake. I was hearing one of the Prabhupada disciples describing this pastime. And Maharaj was saying that the best bed that you can have is the snake bed. Very, very soft, very, very nice. And that's how our Lord sleeps on the snake in his Yoga Nidra. And here, Nimai is resting on the snake. And when they started chanting Garuda, Garuda, when they were in anxiety, they were not understanding what to do. This snake was none other than Anantadev. He slithered away. And when the snake was going off, at that time our Nimai is going and crawling, catching the snake. And it is going off. And at that time, somehow the mother and the other devotees, other people who were there in the house, they came, they caught him, and they kept him. Now again he is crawling towards the snake. And after they got the snake back, it was described, they were chanting the mantras for protecting the child. They were chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, to protect Krishna. This is so wonderful. Here, Vrindavan Das Thakur says, whoever hears these confidential topics with devotion will never be bitten by the snake of material existence. Congratulations to all of you. One thing I have seen in our Shastra is, just by hearing it attentively, with absorption, whatever you want to achieve in spiritual life is achieved. Simple. कुछ नहीं करना है, बस बैठ के सुनना. Initially, it was very difficult for me to digest. Just by hearing, everything will happen. Just by hearing, everything happens. Because Krishna sees the sincerity of the devotee, and Krishna does the miracle, whatever miracle is supposed to do. And that's how devotees experience miracle in their lives in terms of advancement in Krishna consciousness. And the time went on and on and on. Our Lord, He grew, He started walking. Can you imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead starting to walk, holding the little finger of Jagannath Mishra? Just think about it. The same personality who lifted Govardhan with that same little finger of his hand, he's holding someone else's little finger. This is the pastime of the Lord. Therefore, Kunti Maharani is saying, it's very difficult to understand your pastimes. Gajendra is saying it is very difficult to understand pastimes. Nayasya devarasya padam vidur jantu punako ratigantu merito. Yatha natasya kritibhir vicheshtato duratyano kramanas samavat. Gajendra is saying, oh Lord, how can someone understand your pastime? The devas cannot understand, the rishis cannot understand, the great kings cannot understand. I am a jantu. I am just an animal. How can I understand your pastime? Your pastimes are like the actor on the stage. Now we had this drama. So various devotees were playing different roles. Now say we don't know those people. So next time when we call those people, we'll call them by that name only. Oh, Jagannath Mishra. Sachi Mata. Where are they by the way? Okay. Now see, this one thing has to be very clear. That when you don't know the identity of the person, it's very bewildering. Who is he? And therefore, when the Lord is enacting various pastimes, it's very difficult for people to understand in general. How can Supreme Personality of Godhead be bound to a wooden grinding motor? How can the Supreme Personality of Godhead go around begging, give me sandesh? By the way, sandesh was a Bengali sweet. Someday it will be served, don't worry. It will be served here. You can taste it. And he goes around and begs for a banana. And in this way, he's going around and begging. So difficult to imagine. And the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can never become sad. Who can never become sad. Why he cannot become sad? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Ananda Vigraha. From top to bottom, Lord is Ananda Vigraha. Can you imagine Ananda Vigraha crying? The Supreme Personality of Godhead crying? Therefore, the impersonalists, for them, they keep scratching their head. What is this? And the materialists who are there, for them to digest, वो गले के नीचे उतरता ही नहीं. Forget about digesting. For them to imagine, forget about imagining, to accept all these pastimes is very, very difficult. To accept the Lord to be the Supreme is also very, very difficult. The same Supreme Lord, when he was in the cradle, Nimai, Vishwambhar, when he would cry, that was an everyday pastime. And when the Lord would cry, all the devotees would come around the cradle and raising their arms, loudly chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And our Lord would stop crying. This is a very nice thing. Every day when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beats, you know what are we doing? We are pacifying our Lord. Can you imagine if you have that thought while chanting? How chanting will be with absorption. Srimati Radharani, who has come here in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, she would feel separation and the pain. And in that pain, she would be crying. And you know what the devotees would do, the gopis would do? They would come around Srimati Radharani and loudly chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And that would pacify Srimati Radharani. So every day when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can always remember, we are helping or we're giving pleasure to Lord Chaitanya, who is there in the cradle crying, or Srimati Radharani was feeling the pain of separation from Lord Krishna, or the same Lord Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri, which we'll visit next year. You want to visit? Yeah. The same Lord in Jagannath Puri, feeling that separation from Lord Krishna when he would faint and there would be deformation in the body. Tears rolling from his eyes, not tears, I should say rivers flowing. See, when we cry, it comes like this. Have you seen yourself crying in the mirror? So max to max 2 drops. And if you want to prove that we are very sad to someone, we'll go in front of them and 2 drops, 3 drops. And it will go like this. When Lord Chaitanya would cry in separation of Krishna, you know how it will flow? Like this. The pressure would be so much that it would flow like this. And the devotees would be standing in front. They would be bathed with the tears of Lord Chaitanya. Lord would faint. And you know what devotees would do when Lord would faint, and that seeing a deformed body, sometimes like a turtle, sometimes like a fish, sometimes elongated, stretched, sometimes splashed water. Devotees would see all that. They would come together around Lord Chaitanya and they would chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. And guess what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he regains his consciousness. He comes back to his original form. He's pacified. This is such an amazing meditation. Every day when we are chanting, we can remember these pastimes. Not during chanting, before chanting. And always have this consciousness, this, yes, I'm giving pleasure to the Lord. And just with this one thing, many times devotees say, do chanting as a service. Now, when it comes to devotees or just come, like for a initial days, I used to scratch my head saying, how do you do service while chanting? I'm chanting for my purification. But with time, it was revealed, through Shastra, through senior devotees, that when we chant, we have to chant in the mode that I'm giving pleasure to the Lord. And we can remember these different pastimes. And our Nimai in the cradle, he would do that. And even when he grew up, he would cry. And again, devotees would come together and they would all chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When this chanting was going on, you know what our Lord would do? He would run out of the house. Chanting is still going on. He would run out of the house, go and get from someone sandesh or a coconut or a banana, and then go and give it to these ladies who are chanting. And the ladies were like so intelligent. And from that pastime, when I was reading, I was thinking this. Therefore, after kirtan, after class, we have prasadam and a sman. So every devotee who chants the holy name, every devotee who hears the class has got the qualification to accept prasad, deserves prasad. Srila Prabhupada would do that. Back in those days, the first few kirtans, all the kirtans were ecstatic. But those kirtans which would happen in that small gift shop, matchless gift shop in 22nd Avenue, there when Prabhupada would do kirtan, the devotees would go mad, literally mad. And after the kirtan, initially there was no cooking as such, for such a big crowd. So Prabhupada would ask them to get some apple, and Prabhupada would cut it himself, and then he would accept first. He'll take one piece of apple. He'll not touch, his lips, with that piece of apple. He'll just pop it into the mouth. And all those foreigners who have no clue of how to eat, what happened? And that pieces of apple will go around. Can you imagine getting Prabhupada's Maha Prasad? Tell me, why will not those hippies become happy? So in this way, Nimai would go around and then get something and give it to these ladies. So in this way, this went on. And it is described that with time, our Lord became very mischievous. After all, Krishna has to be mischievous. When outside people hear about Krishna, the first thing that they think about is Makhan Chor, the one who steals the clothes of gopis. This is the thought that they get. Actually, that's the fact. And therefore, it is described that in Goloka Vrindavan, our Lord does all these different pastimes. He's always busy. Sometimes devotees ask, Prabhuji, why are we praying to Narasimha when we have problems? Because we cannot disturb the Lord, He's busy. He's busy doing various pastimes, so He has sent, He's one of the incarnation, okay, you have a problem, go and pray. I was hearing one of the Prabhupada disciple, so that Prabhupada disciple was saying, don't go and pester the Lord, appear in front of me, appear in front of me. He's busy doing leelas, Baba, with the gopis and gopas. उनको और कुछ काम धंधा नहीं है क्या आपके सामने आएंगे? And it's the other case for the materialist. They think I'm going through all this trouble because of the Lord. सब उनके वजह से. उनको और कुछ काम धंधा नहीं है. He's busy. He's very busy. Therefore, it is very beautifully described. Shreya Kanta Kanta Kamal Purusha. How does it go? Shreya Kanta Kanta Kalpataravo Druma Bhumis Chinta Mani Ganamai Toyam Amrutam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanamapi Vamshi Priya Sakhi Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapi Tadaswadamapi Cha. This is the last stanza of Brahma Samhita. In Goloka Vrindavan, every step is dance. Every word is a song. And just imagine, Lord is busy in all those different dance and song and dance and song. It's going on and on and on. So same Lord here in Navadvip Dham, very, very mischievous. Now his mischief would take place in Ganga. I don't know how many of you have seen devotees do their Gayatri chanting. All the second initial devotees, they chant Gayatri in the river when they take bath. Because 3 times devotees take bath and 3 times Gayatri is chanted. 3 Sandhya it is called as. So some Brahmanas will be chanting Gayatri, closing their eyes, absorbed completely. You'll not see them moving the lips. That's not allowed. It's chanted in the mind. And at that time, suddenly, from the water, Nimai would be pulling their leg. And this, now see, you cannot stop Gayatri in between. You're supposed to complete. Now this Brahmana, his leg is pulled and he's not understanding what to do. And then suddenly, Nimai would come out from the water. And then he would say, whom are you meditating on? In the age of Kali, I am that Supreme Lord Narayan. And this Brahmana, he went to Jagannath Mishra and he's saying all this. Look what your son is doing. He's saying that he is Narayan in the age of Kali. Is Lord Chaitanya Narayan in the age of Kali? There are a lot of Shastric references where it is very clear that the same Supreme Personality of Lord Krishna, Avatari, has come down as Avatari to do his various pastimes. All the different incarnations are called as Avatar. And Krishna is the Avatari from whom all the incarnations come. And the same Avatari has appeared now in the age of Kali to do his various pastimes. Another Brahmana, he started saying, Arey, this is nothing. I had kept all the paraphernalia for worship. Flowers, the sandalwood paste, there were different fruits and different items to eat, to offer to the Lord. And your son, Nimai, he removed the deity, he sat on the altar. He decorated himself with the sandalwood paste. He decorated himself with the flowers. And he accepted whatever was there. He had whatever was there. And when I came there, he started smiling on me. As if it was kept for him. Another Brahmana who was there, he started saying, see, eating whatever is there, accepting whatever is there, decorating himself with whatever flowers and sandalwood paste, all that is okay. See, my child is very small. So before going to take bath, I'll keep my child on the banks. And this Nimai would come, take the water of Ganga and put in the ears of my child. And my child would start crying. Why is he doing this? Oh, Jagannath Mishra. Now Jagannath Mishra is hearing all this. He's getting angry. Another Brahmana said, see, this is still okay. Tell me, how many times will I take bath? And Jagannath Mishra is like, what happened? One time you should take bath. How many times will you take? And this Brahmana is saying, see, when I come out of Ganga after taking bath, your son with his mischievous association is ready with sand in the hand. And as soon as I come out, This is still okay. Another Brahmana said, this is still okay. Your son comes close to me after I take bath and spits at me. Another Brahmana said, this is still okay. Your son comes close with all his friends in a dirty appearance and comes and touches me. And I have no option but to go and take bath in Ganga again. So in this way it went on. Another Brahmana started saying, see, in all this it is personal. Whatever experiences you all had, it's all personal. But you know what he did the other day? So for your information, Matajis were taking bath on one side. And the Prabhujis were taking bath on one side. And before going to take bath, they keep their clothes outside. And our little mischievous Nimai, with his friends, he would go take the saris and keep it on this side. And take the dhotis and keep it on that side. Now the Brahmana is saying, when we come out, oh Jagannath Mishra, when we come out, we don't understand what to do. And finally we end up wearing the sari and going home. And our wives end up in wearing dhoti and coming home. And everyone around laughs at us, oh Jagannath Mishra, this is what is happening. And see, all these people who are complaining, again same thing like Gopis of Vrindavan. There's a proof, there's a praman which Vrindavan Thakur is giving. You know what he says? He says, the Brahmana started saying, every day Nimai does this. Every single day he does this. For 6 hours. For 6 hours he is there in the waters. How will he remain healthy, O Jagannath Mishra? How will he remain healthy? How will his body remain fit? This is the praman. All of them, they had this desire that our Nimai should remain fit. He should remain healthy. These were the Brahmanas complaining to Mother Yashoda. Sorry, Jagannath Mishra. They were young girls who came to complain to Sachi Mata. And all those girls surrounded Sachi Mata, and one after another, they also started complaining. When we come out after taking bath, your son comes and spits at us. And the other girl is saying that, see, this is okay. When he spits, we can go and take bath. When I was taking bath and when I came out, he took some seeds from the plant. Those are sticky seeds. And when I was walking, from behind he threw, and all those got stuck in my hair. Tell me, oh Sachi Mata, how will I remove that? How will I remove that? It is all sticky. In this way, these girls were complaining. Another girl, she said, this is still okay. One day he came to me and he proposed me that I want to marry you. Tell me, oh Sachi Mata, what am I supposed to do? In this way, all those girls, they were complaining. Now, in this entire scene, what happened is, Jagannath Mishra heard both of that. And he became very angry. He took a stick in his hand. And with anger, he went to Ganga. And which Ganga? The same Ganga here. Can you imagine? We're sitting on the banks of Ganga and we are hearing Katha. So amazing. So amazing. So Jagannath Mishra, when he was walking towards Ganga from Yogapit to that bank where our Lord would take bath, these girls who complained, they went running before Jagannath Mishra and told, hey, Nimai, your father is coming. Run. See, this proves that all of them, they just wanted to do this katha. Katha. In fact, in Bengali, the normal talking is also called as katha. So in this way, they would do katha. And Nimai, when he heard that, he was very, very fearful. He told all his friends, come here. When my father comes, tell him that today, directly from school, I went to home. And make your faces in such a way and say that we are waiting for him to come, he has not come yet. And Jagannath Mishra came there, Nimai took another way and he went. He had his entire attire. Ink was there on his body now. Some book was there in his hand. And looking very tired, he was walking to his home. And Jagannath Mishra comes there. He's searching. Jagannath Mishra is searching. Where is this mischievous child? And he asked the friends, where is he? The child said, with all seriousness, we are waiting for him. I don't know where is he. From school, directly he went to home. We are waiting for him. Oh, Jagannath Mishra, when will he come here to take bath with us? And now Jagannath Mishra is perplexed. He went around searching. Those elder Brahmanas who were there, they said, He got to know that you're coming, so he ran away. Now these elder Brahmanas who were there, they said very, very wonderful thing. They said, "Oh Mishra, whatever your son does, he is always close to our heart. You're so fortunate. You are fortunate in all the three worlds. There's no one as fortunate as you in all the three worlds." And Jagannath Mishra was so happy, so pleased. He embraced each and every Brahmana there and he went back home. Now here Nimai has already reached home. Now ink is there on his body. He's very tired. See, our Lord is Dramebas. He knows how to do drama. Holding the book in the hand, looking at Sachi Mata, he said, "Maya, get oil fast. I want to go to take bath." Mother Yashoda, again, she is scratching her head. What is this? Just now they came and they were telling that from morning 6 hours you're there in the waters. He said, "No, I've come less now." Jagannath Mishra came. And when Jagannath Mishra came, our Lord, Nimai, he came running wherever he was. He came running and jumped in the lap of Jagannath Mishra. Now, if Lord jumps on your lap, don't you think the person will go into ecstasy? Jagannath Mishra forgot everything and he was so ecstatic, he was smiling, so happy. But after some time he remembered, he looked into the eyes of Nimai and he said, these were the different complaints the Brahmanas gave, these were the different complaints the girls gave. And Nimai, looking into the eyes of Jagannath Mishra, he said, they said like that? I've come here, see my entire body. I have not gone to Ganga still. If they have told all this, I'll make it a reality today. He jumped from the lap of Jagannath Mishra and he ran away. He reached there and all the friends were very happy. They embraced Nimai and they said, today you have escaped a big punishment. Oh Nimai, today you escaped big punishment. All of them are celebrating there. These are the mischievous activities of our Lord. He will also go and steal from different houses. And when he would be caught red-handed, he would not do like Krishna. There was a different technique. Immediately he'll fall at the feet of the master of the house. He'll beg forgiveness. Please forgive me, I'll not do this again. And looking at the beautiful, cute face of Nimai, the person would say, no problem, chalo. You want more sweets? No problem. So in this way, these are the mischievous activities of the Lord. Running around in the entire Navadvip. Every single place here, please remember, is touched by the lotus feet of Gauranga. You're not happy, looks like. And the place where we are sitting, you never know, Lord would have ran in this place. You never know. Therefore, I was telling the other day, yesterday, that each and every devotee who has come to Mayapur is most fortunate. Most fortunate. Because unknowingly, we are going to those different places, touching that different place, we are paying obeisance in that place, where our Lord has walked, our Lord has done various pastimes. We are so fortunate, so fortunate. Wherever we are going, we should roll there on the ground paying Dandavat, remembering this, that our Lord has performed pastimes. One pastime which I would like to highlight, the same pastime which you saw in the drama. There's so much to speak about this pastime because this pastime is not an ordinary one. There was this great Brahmana, the mendicant, who was going around different places and he had only one goal in his life, and his goal was searching for Krishna. And literally this is the goal of our life also. The only goal of our life is to attain Krishna. Whatever else we are doing, it is all just there to maintain the body, that's it. The only goal is to attain Krishna. And this Brahmana was so eager, so very eager. So it is given in Shastra that every single devotee who is aspiring to go back home, back to Godhead, should have this one qualification, that is intense hankering to attain Krishna. If we have that intense hankering to attain Krishna, and literally every day asking this question to oneself, when will I attain Krishna? When will I attain Krishna? That devotee will surely attain Krishna. It's easy to say, I'll attain Krishna this life. But then, we have to prove that in our activities also. We have to prove that in our mood also. And this Brahmana, wherever he would go, he would have a jholi, a bag, And in that, you would have his Bal Gopal and you would have Shaligram Shila. This Brahmana would never eat without offering to his Bal Gopal and Shaligram Shila. Never. This was his vrata. There's so many devotees in ISKCON I know that they have their personal deities and they would not eat anything without offering them first. The deities first. I saw this with my own eyes. Now, one of our devotees in Mumbai, so they were going for marriage and they prepared a huge feast at home. And I was wondering and I was asking why, what is the need of this huge feast? You're going for marriage. We are going for marriage, but our deities will not come, no. For our deities, we are making. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine? I'm not talking about some 500 years back. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now, at this time. Another devotee was sharing, another devotee in Pune. She is a lady and she keeps offering, like this. And the deities reciprocate like that with the devotee also. Many of the time, these deities, whom they are worshipping with so much of love and devotion, the deities come in the dream and they say what they want to eat the next day. So many devotees like that, so many devotees. Just imagine if we can get that mood of hankering to attain Krishna and serving with love and devotion, having this vrata of serving the Lord all the time. You know what? Lord is waiting to reciprocate with all of us. Each and every devotee sitting here, Lord is waiting. Lord is waiting. And tell me, if such reciprocation is happening with each and every one of us, why will we not advance in Krishna consciousness? Why will we not have that eagerness to hear about the Lord, serve the Lord 24/7? See, as of now, we are struggling to sit in one class, maybe for 2 hours, 1.5 hours, 3 hours, or whatever. We're struggling to finish our rounds. And sometimes when we are dressing the deities, when we're very tired, at that time, there's a thought, "Arey, jaldi kabhi khatam hoga," we have to finish. Sometimes devotees, they shout to deities also, "Arey, jaldi pehno, bhook lag raha hai mujhe." Ye kya kab se pagdi gira rahe ho? I've personally heard this. But then, you know what? When we have such intense devotion, when there is a reciprocation from the Lord, naturally, we can advance in bhakti and we can have intense days for various angas of devotional service, starting with chanting. Very, very important. Now, some devotees might say, "Prabhuji, abhi tab tak wait karna padega reciprocation ke liye." Are we supposed to wait till that point? You know what? All of us sitting here who have come to Navadvip Dham, what do you think? There's not a reciprocation from the Lord? There's not a reciprocation from the Lord for all the vrata that we have taken, the 16 rounds that we're chanting every day. The conviction that we have that, yes, I want to be with devotees. The services that we render back in Bangalore. This is a reciprocation of the Lord. Every day, devotees chanting 16 rounds. How many of you chant 16 rounds every day? Oh, so many. And I'm sure other devotees are chanting some rounds for sure. It's not a joke to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, 16 rounds. Anyone who's able to do that, it's a reciprocation from the Lord, please remember. How many of you have only prasad every day? Only prasad, not anything else apart from prasad. So many. This is also reciprocation from the Lord. It's not easy. It's not easy. Just imagine you're walking by the same Pani Puri ka tapuri, Pani Puri ka stall where you're eating every single day before coming to ISKCON, before coming to Krishna consciousness. And now you have that confidence. Nahin, it's not prasad. And you want to go home and eat khichdi or eat whatever it is cooked. Kahan se aaya conviction? Where did we get this conviction from? This is reciprocation of the Lord. And with time, as we advance in Krishna consciousness, when we are very eager to attain Krishna, when our vrata is very intense every single day, the further reciprocation will happen, like this Brahmana was getting the reciprocations. Such an intense vrata. Therefore, I always say our activities will show, will we go back to Godhead or not? Activities will show, surely. Our vrata will show, will we go back to Godhead or not? This Brahmana was going around like this. And such people are very effulgent. Huh? The ones who are doing intense bhakti, they're very effulgent. Why do you think our response sannyasis? Why do you think the Prabhupada disciples, how are so effulgent? So attractive because of this. Even if their bodies are deformed, the various disciples of Srila Prabhupada, even if their bodies are deformed, they're so attractive. And for the eyes of the devotee, they're so beautiful. Why? This is the reason. Their vrata, which they have been following from many, many decades. Many, many decades. And this Brahmana was so effulgent. And he came because he was begging in different houses. So he came to the house of Jagannath Mishra. Now Jagannath Mishra was so happy, so very happy to receive the Brahmana home. And when the Brahmana came home, Jagannath Mishra received him by washing his feet, giving a sitting place, speaking kind words. You know what? Receiving devotees at home, serving them is a great fortune. Great fortune. How many of you had this fortune of receiving devotees home and serving them? Please raise your hands. Hari Bol. So fortunate. So very fortunate. It's not ordinary again. And Jagannath Mishra knew this. And you know what? Those devotees who realize this, that receiving devotees home and serving them is not ordinary, they're very careful and they serve the devotees very nicely. And you know what? Jagannath Mishra, he was taking care of every single etiquette of receiving the devotees home. And Sachi Mata was there with Jagannath Mishra. Both of them together, they're talking to the Brahmana, they're serving the Brahmana in various ways. And now when a sadhu is going to the house of a Grihastha, the service that the Grihasthas do is, they cook a huge feast and try to offer to the sadhu who has come. But this sadhu was special. This sadhu had a vrata that he would cook himself. He would offer it to the Lord and then he would accept the prasad. This was his vrata. Now Jagannath Mishra knew this. So Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, both of them, they said, we request you that please cook in our house. And this Brahmana was saying that, see, anyways I eat fruits and roots. You can offer me some fruits and roots, that's okay. And the devotees there, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they knew, it's a big fortune. Oh, bhagya that a devotee has come at home. And now let's utilize this opportunity. And they were requesting the Brahmana that please cook. We will make all the arrangements and please accept prasad today. And Brahmana, looking at the beautiful, wonderful way of receiving the reception that he got, he agreed. Both Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they cleaned the entire place in the kitchen. They made everything ready. And the Brahmana, who had this one quality, that is constant chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Constant chanting. This is what is told about Srila Prabhupada also. When Srila Prabhupada went, the first place when he went to West, which was the first place? Boston. What is that? Boston, but after that he went to someone's house. Sadi Agarwal. And where was that house? Philadelphia. So he went there, and it is described, Sally Agarwal, after Srila Prabhupada's departure, she gives the interview. It's there, you can watch that. She says that Swamiji was the most easiest guest I ever had in my life. Nowadays, in the modern times, to receive a guest is a big austerity. Now when the guest comes home, the guest is called as Atithi. Atithi. The ones who come without informing. They are called as Atithi. So now in this modern times, the husband is looking at wife, "Tune bulaya?" The wife is looking at husband, "Tune bulaya ho. Tujhe thodi pakana hai. I have to do everything." So receiving a guest is not easy when only husband and wife was staying at home and things like that. And Sally Agarwal, she had tough time. But when it comes to Prabhupada, she had wonderful time. And Sally Agarwal, she says in the interview that when I would be cooking, Swamiji would be chanting. When I would be cleaning the house, Swamiji would be chanting. When I would be washing the clothes, Swamiji would be chanting. And she says, he was the easiest guest I ever had in my life. And I've seen devotees also. Devotees, there is nothing called time waste for a devotee. Say the devotee is there in the car, there's a traffic, there's a red signal that is there. All the others who are there around, they'll get frustrated, annoyed. Kabhi khulega. And especially if it's a manual signal where the traffic police is doing that, people curse him, "Arey, jaldi kar. Tera sasur ja raha other side. He's going from the other side. What's your problem?" And literally people curse. But devotees, anyways, my rounds were pending. Bead bag nikal ke chap. Or the shloka chit that they have, they remove and start chanting. Devotees are blissful. And when all these arrangements were getting done, what do you think the Brahmana was doing? Constant chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. They did all the arrangements. The Brahmana went inside the kitchen. Now a devotee who is always immersed in bhakti, उसको याद नहीं दिलाना पड़ता. Now I am cooking. Let me be Krishna conscious. Let me chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Let me play Prabhupada's lecture. No. A devotee is always Krishna conscious. There is Krishna conscious in the kitchen also. With so much of love and devotion, he started cooking. He cooked various different items. And those different bhoga preparations were put in a plate. His Gopal Dev and his Shaligram Shilas were there on the altar of Jagannath Mishra. And he kept the bhoga in front. And with a lot of love and devotion, he was offering to the Lord. While cooking, many times, many devotees sitting here might agree with me that while cooking, especially if you're fasting, the thought comes that I'll eat this after this time. This is my favorite dish, so I'll make, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, in ISKCON, one nice fact which I would like to tell all of you is that in all our temples of ISKCON, so we have kitchen behind the altar. So only second initiated devotees enter that altar and they cook. And the quantity of the bhoga is fixed. Say the mother will eat 4 chapatis. Okay, Srimati Radharan will eat 4. So in that plate, there will be only 4 chapatis with other innumerable items which they make. And say someone comes and says to the pujari that, thoda aaj 2-3 chapati aur increase kar dijiye to. You know what? In ISKCON that is not allowed. In the deity kitchen it is not allowed. Fixed amount of bhoga is cooked. Therefore in the morning if you go, they distribute prasad directly from the altar. Every day you will see fixed amount of prasad coming out from the altar. Prabhupada made this principle, whatever cooking is happening in the deity kitchen is only for the deities. Only for the deities, not for any guest and this and that. Okay, after cooking, after offering, jo prasad hai, you can distribute, no problem. This is the standard which Srila Prabhupada has set. This is the standard which Srila Prabhupada expects from all of us with time. Can you imagine this? So wonderful, so beautiful. And this Brahmana had this mood. He cooked with that mood, he offered it to Krishna. And when he was chanting the various different prayers, our Lord is Paramatma in everyone's heart. The Supreme Lord is Paramatma in everyone's heart. And he's telling that in Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya Chaham. He is there in each and everyone's heart. And the same Lord is there outside doing various pastimes also. And this also proves that how Lord Chaitanya is not different from Krishna who is there in the heart of everyone. He is not different. And as soon as the Brahmana started calling out to the deities that, "Oh Gopal, oh Bal Gopal, please accept the offering." At that time, our Bal Gopal, the golden Gopal came there, Nimai came there, and he sat there and he started having the bhoga. And when the Brahmana opened his eyes, Nimai had the plate, he was eating, and looking at the Brahmana, he gave a very, very beautiful smile. But the Brahmana was not happy. Brahmana looked at that, he said, Hi, you spoiled my offering. Now Brahmana, when he chanted hi, everyone in the house could hear. How did he chant? Hi. And by the way, I thought that this is something which speakers of ISKCON keep saying. But in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, Brahmana chanted, Hi! And immediately Jagannath Mishra came there. And Jagannath Mishra saw this. Never Nimai has done this. And he's doing this for this Brahmana. Jagannath Mishra took a stick in the hand and started running behind Nimai ran from there, laughing and smiling, he just went. And Brahmana immediately held Jagannath Mishra and he said, you cannot punish that person who cannot differentiate between right and wrong. Very important lesson for all of us. Huh? Many times when we get frustrated with those people, especially people who have some psychological issue or small kids doing some mischievous activities, sometimes parents will go and say, I told you, right? So many times I've told you, don't do this. Still you're doing it. Stop. But what to do? No, they don't know what is right, what is wrong. Yeah. So all those people who know what is right and what is wrong, such people should be punished. But the others who don't know what is right and what is wrong, they should be trained in whatever way possible. And here this Brahmana is training Jagannath Mishra. Oh Mishra, you're a Brahmana. You're a learned person. How can you do this? How can you do this? He is a boy who does not, he is a small boy, he does not know the difference between what is right and what is wrong. And Jagannath Mishra stopped. Now see, the guest has come home. And now these two personalities, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they have this deep desire to serve. Unfortunately, the service they wanted to do, that became a disservice. And who did that? Their own son. Now they're not understanding what to do. But Brahmana was okay. If I eat roots and fruits, no issue, no problem. Don't be so sad. Now since this bhoga is spoiled, so I cannot take this also. So no problem. But Jagannath Mishra, he started pleading the Brahmana. He started pleading the Brahmana that, oh Brahmana, please cook again. Sachi Mata started pleading, please cook again. And other personalities in the home, they started pleading, please cook again. And Brahmana, since they're very sadhus, they're very, very soft-hearted. So many people requesting, he agreed, okay, I'll cook again. Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata with full enthusiasm, they went, they cleaned the entire place. They put all the fresh ingredients and they told Brahmana, yes, please cook. For your information, this was late night. This evening this pastime started. This was late night. Again, Brahmana with all love and devotion, he started cooking. Second time cooking. Again, he put everything on the plate. He got it to the deities on the altar. Again, now see, the mood is not changed. Huh? Now when he's keeping the bhoga plate and then when he's chanting, he's not opening his eyes. Same mood, with same love and devotion. Calling out to Gopal, calling out to his Bal Gopal, he started chanting the prayers. And now for your information, Jagannath Mishra did one very, very important security or a very, very important guards were kept around Nimai. And these important guards were the ladies of the neighborhood. Those ladies were there around and Nimai was there. All of them were chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, chanting the various names of the Lord. And Nimai was going on each and everyone's lap. He was playing, he was dancing, and the females were all the Mataris were very happy. And when they were all happy, they were all in a different world of ecstasy. Our Nimai slowly escaped from that place because he had to answer the prayer of his devotee. He slowly escaped and he came there, dot on time when the prayers were getting offered. He sat there aram. He took the morsel of rice and he put it in his mouth and started eating. Again, rice is there in the hand. Now this Brahmana, when he opened his eyes, he saw Nimai again doing this. And he loudly shouted. And everyone in the house heard this. And when everyone heard this, Jagannath Mishra again the same thing. He took the stick. He came running there. And this time Jagannath Mishra ran. Now where Nimai was going. And the others who were there in the family, they stopped. And they also said the same thing. He's a small child, he does not know, it's okay. And Brahmana came running wherever Jagannath Mishra was. He held the hand of Jagannath Mishra. And he made a very, very important statement. He said, oh Jagannath Mishra, you're a learned person. Everything happens by Lord's arrangement. Everything happens by Lord's arrangement. And today Lord wants me to take fruits and roots. It's okay, I'll take. What is the problem? You know what? If we devotees sitting here, all of us, including me, somehow if we can get this realization that whatever happens in our life, not that what we do to others, whatever happens in our life is because of some plan of the Lord. You know what? Life will be very peace. Do you all agree, everyone? Life will be very peaceful. Now you don't go and chastise someone and say this is Lord's plan for you. I'm not talking about that. Don't be an instrument in the hand of the Lord for this seva. But it's a very important thing. Anything that happens, be it some health issue, be it some monetary issue, be it anything, including the food that we eat. Anything goes wrong or right, one thing should be very clear. This is plan of the Lord. See, many times outsiders, they don't understand. They say, why? He is a devotee. He's chanting Hare Krishna. Why he has to go through so much of trouble in life? But you know what? Krishna has a plan for that devotee. And Krishna has a unique plan for each and every living entity in this material world. How many living entities are there in this material world? Infinite. And Krishna has a unique plan for everyone. Unique. And you know what? Each and everyone sitting here, Krishna has got a unique plan for each and every one of us. And Krishna is taking us through that plan. And sometimes we'll get a tight slap. Sometimes we'll get caressing on the head. Sometimes there will be cool breeze that will flow. And sometimes there will be the hot breeze that will flow. And Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan, he said this. Hot weather and cold weather in Vrindavan, I hope all of you know, it's very hot, it's very cold. And Srila Prabhupada said this, that the cool breeze that flows is the cool embrace of Krishna. And the hot breeze that flows is the warm embrace of Krishna. Can you imagine if all of us, by the mercy of the Lord, can get this mode? Warm embrace and cool embrace. How wonderful our life will. Abhi jo bhi hai, it all because of we don't have this faith. But one thing is very clear, Shastras are very clear that Krishna has a plan for each and every devotee. Each and every devotee. And therefore we should be rest assured that yes, whatever is happening is by Krishna's will. No tension. No tension. And in that, and you know what? When we have this mode, at that time, bhakti will not stop. It will not stop. And literally I have seen devotees doing this. That anything happens in life, they don't stop their bhakti. Uninterrupted devotional service. Uninterrupted. Their health goes for a toss, no problem. They'll chant. Something happens with someone in the house, some family member, no problem. They'll chant. They'll pray for that devotee, but they'll chant. They're not getting food, no problem. They'll chant. Some person comes and chastises them, no problem. They'll continue. They'll not take tension and keep thinking about it all the time and then while chanting also all the time. If that is happening, then we are not there still at that point. After going back from here, after 1 week, the devotees chanting and then that day when I was in the line, the prasadam line, this Mataji suddenly chanted. Next time when she comes to a center, I will do this. And by the way, same thing with Prabhuji also. I said Mataji because one Mataji came and complained to me like that once. So see, the such thought process will not work for devotees. We have to have this thought process of uninterrupted seva in the mind as well. And it will happen in our life, don't worry. By Prabhupada's mercy, it will happen. And here, look at this Brahmana statement. Everything that happens is only by the mercy of Krishna. So no problem, I'll take roots and fruits. Now Jagannath Mishra, the only thing that he did was he sat down, holding his head. I have done aparadh. Because whatever the child does, the aparadh is of parents. Yes. See, he held his hand, he's sitting like that. And no one had any confidence now to go to Brahmana and ask him, can you please cook again? It's already midnight past. And at that time, a fulgent personality enters there. And he was the elder brother of Nimai and his name was Vishwarup. What was his name? Vishwarup. Vishwarup is incarnation of Nityananda or Balram. Very, very effulgent. Right from childhood, he was completely renounced. Right from childhood, the only thing that he would be doing is he would go to the house of Advaitacharya, which is nearby. He'd go to the house of Advaitacharya and attend satsang there, chant the holy names. And then when the prasad would be ready, then Sachimata would tell Nimai, small boy Nimai, go call your elder brother. And Nimai would go running there. And Vishwarup is busy in that entire satsang. But when Nimai would enter that place, the person who's giving class, he'll stop giving class. Kirtan would stop. And small boy Nimai would say, brother, mother has made prasad, come, let's go. He'll pull his dhoti and take him. And all the devotees there, they would look at this boy Nimai. They would be completely wonderstruck. He is someone special. And Vishwarup, for that matter, everyone in the entire community knew that he is a very, very great personality. Wonderful Vaishnava etiquettes. Wonderful Vaishnava etiquettes. Even here, when Vishwarup entered, everyone is morose. And Vishwarup enters there. And when Vishwarup entered, this Brahmana, just by looking at him, see, great devotees, no? Just by looking at someone, they can tell कि कितना पानी में है. How much is advanced or how much is degraded. Therefore, many times I'm very scared to go in front of sannyasis of ISKCON. Prabhupada disciples. They'll scan completely ऊपर से नीचे, gone case. कुछ नहीं हो सकता इससे. Literally, devotees can do that. Srila Prabhupada would do that. Srila Prabhupada would do that. Just by looking at the devotee, they know what has to be done. Many times, many pastimes, where Prabhupada is told just by looking at them what is going on in their mind. And how much advanced they are, they get to know. And this Brahmana was so advanced, he looked at Vishwarup and he was so wonderstruck. He said, who is this guy? Whose son is he? And at that time, everyone there, they said, he's the son of Jagannath Mishra. Vishwarup came there, he paid obeisance to the Brahmana. And he said that, oh Brahmana, oh Vipra, you go around to different places, not because you have to beg something for eating and satisfying yourself. You're fully satisfied. You go to different places to deliver people. And we are so fortunate. Oh Vipra, we are so fortunate you have come to our house. But at the same time, oh Vipra, we are so unfortunate. Oh Brahmana, we are so unfortunate. Oh Sadhu, we are so unfortunate that we are not able to offer you cooked food today. You have to continue eating roots and fruits. And then he said, may I request you something? This was late night, after 12 o'clock we can say. Can I request you something? Can you please cook again? Now the Brahmana, he said, I've already cooked twice. And Krishna does not want me to take grains today. No problem, I'll take fruits. And Vishwarup said, oh Brahmana, there is no fault. There is no fault in cooking once again. Can you please cook again? Immediately others also joined, can you please cook again? And at that time, Brahmana, he agreed to cook. And immediately Jagannath Mishra got up with full enthusiasm, went inside the kitchen, cleaned the place, Sachi Mata arranged everything. And at that time, yes, the Brahmana entered. See, one very important point here is Vishwarup's Vaishnava etiquette. You know what? Devotee's abhushan is Vaishnava Sadachar. Therefore it is said, Vaishnava etiquettes are the ornaments of a devotee. And literally, any devotee follows the Vaishnava etiquette nicely. Like for example, how to pay obeisances, how to talk with superiors, equals, subordinates, and how to worship the Lord, how to honor prasad. And after prasad, what are the different etiquettes to follow? You know what? All these are very, very attractive. Very attractive. Therefore, it is said, these are abhushan of a sadhu. Abhushan, ornament of a sadhu. Therefore, each and every one of us sitting here, we might not know various Vaishnava etiquettes, but somehow, by the mercy of the senior devotees in ISKCON, they have put down everything in the form of a book for all of us. We have to just go through it and follow as much as possible up to our capacity. Maybe it completely might be difficult at this stage, but with time we will see by the mercy of the Lord we'll be able to follow for sure. And guess what? This Brahmana agreed, looking at the etiquettes which Vishwarupa was following. Such wonderful abhushan, he was looking so beautiful that Brahmana agreed to cook again. Brahmana went inside, he started cooking. Now, mind you, or remind you that this is third time cooking. At least if it comes to me, good, I don't know cooking. If it comes to me and the devotees are like, Prabhuji, please cook, we also want to eat, please cook. 3 times cooking is not something, or at least for me, it's not something ordinary. Yes, extraordinary. And now, third time when the person is cooking, say still is starting cooking, he'll get frustrated, annoyed. But this Brahmana again entered with same mood of devotion. See, the ones who are always Krishna conscious, उनको prepare नहीं करना पड़ता. Now I'm cooking for the third time. Let me not get frustrated. Let me not think about anything else. Let me not think what happened 2 times before. Nothing. He entered the kitchen with full absorption. He started cooking. He cooked. And everything was ready on the plate. He got in front of the Lord. And he started off. Oh, by the way, where was Nimai? There's a good plan that was made now. Nimai, he was there in the room. Jagannath Mishra locked the room from outside, and Jagannath Mishra was outside. He was there, some other devotees were there. And it is described that Jagannath Mishra asked, what is Nimai doing? And the ladies inside, they said, Nimai is fast asleep, don't worry. Now Jagannath Mishra was very happy. And at that time, this Brahmana was offering the bhoga. He was offering bhoga. And the devotees calling out to the Lord very intensely, why will not Lord come? When Draupadi, she was there in such an intense situation during Vastraharan, and when she was calling out to the Lord by loudly chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord came immediately. For Gajendra, Lord came immediately. For Prahlad, even when he was not expecting the Lord to come and save him, Lord would come every now and then and save him. Why will not Lord come? Only thing that is needed is intensity of devotional service, intensity of chanting. There was one drama which I had seen. This was back in Goa. There's a big festival. They had done this drama of Me and My Mind. And Me and My Mind drama, I've seen that many times. But they had included a very special element in that drama. So the devotee is sitting and chanting, and Krishna comes, and with his flute, he touches the devotee on one side. And the devotee is looking here, and Lord is going this side, he's touching this side with his flute. And then the devotee sees Krishna, and he's running behind Krishna, Krishna is running. I was thinking, this is so amazing. So amazing. The devotee is chanting, and Krishna is reciprocating with the devotee. But then in our life, we chanting करते हैं पीछे मत देखिए अभी. For us, expecting such things might be very big, but you know what? One of the things that we can expect surely as a mercy of the Lord is if we can hear the holy names of the Lord attentively when we're chanting Hare Krishna Maha. When we're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If we can hear this attentively, you know what? This is darshan of the Lord. This is darshan of the Lord. And this Brahmana, just imagine, he's falling out so intensely. Lord manifested. For us, Lord will manifest in the form of a sound. It is described in Shastra, those devotees who chant Shuddhanam. Sri Radha and Krishna, they dance on the tongue of the devotee. How wonderful. They're dancing on the tongue of the devotee. So in this way, Lord appears. When we call intensely, Lord appears. Here, Brahmana is calling intensely. How can the Supreme Lord be sleeping? He got up. And you know what happened at that point of time? By the arrangement of Nidra Devi, by the mercy of Nidra Devi, which we also see in ISKCON during Bhagavatam class, everyone in the house went to sleep. And this sleep was not an ordinary sleep, deep sleep. And this Brahmana, he was offering bhoga, and our Lord need not open the door and do all the natak and all that. Everything happens for the Lord automatically. Lord came out and he's sitting there, and today Lord had decided that he is going to give darshan to this Brahmana. And what he did was, he sat down again and he started accepting the loving offerings of this Brahmana. And the Brahmana opened his eyes and he saw the scene again. And again he loudly shouted. Loudly shouted. And he's looking around. No one came. No one came. Because everyone was fast asleep. And at that time, the small boy Nimai, he spoke to the Brahmana. Oh Brahmana, why are you so sad? You're calling and I'm coming. What is my fault? You're offering this bhoga. You're calling for me to come and accept. What is my fault? So in this way, we see that how this Brahmana, he would. So this Brahmana, he heard from the mind. And when he heard from the mind this particular thing, he didn't speak anything. But Nimai manifested his very, very, very beautiful form. And very beautifully, Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing. Please hear this carefully. Everyone sitting here, there's the last part of today's session. Beautiful description by Vrindavan Das Thakur that how was Lord appearing. Se kshane dekhe vipra paramadbhuta shanka chakra gada padma ashtabhaja rupa. Lord manifested 8-handed form. And in 4 hands he was holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada Padma. Eka haste navanita, Ara haste khaya, Ara dui haste Prabhu, Murali bajaya. So in the other 2 hands he was holding, in 1 hand he was holding Navanit. What do you mean by Navanit? Butter. And with other hand he was eating. And then it is given. What were the other 2 hands doing? Murali bajaya. He's playing the flute. Venun kvanantam aravinda dalaya takshan. Venun kvanant. He's playing the flute. Kasturi tilakam lalata patale makshastale kaustubam nasagre varamautikam karatale vedum kare kankanam. So many different verses talking about how Lord plays his flute. In this way, 8 hands, 4 hands holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. 2 hands, 1 holding butter, another hand is eating. And with other 2 hands, Krishna is playing. Now Vrindavan Das Thakur does not stop here. He continues and he says, Srivatsa kaustube vakshe shobhe mani hara sarva ange dekhe ratna maya alankara. Beautiful. There's Srivatsa mark on the chest. Srivatsa mark is the golden hair that is there where Lakshmi Devi resides. There's a beautiful Kaustuba gem that is hanging, from the neck of the Lord. And there's Manihara, very, very beautiful pearl necklace and other gems that Lord is wearing. Sarve ange dekhi ratnamaya alankara. There are beautiful ornaments on the limbs and other parts of the body. And he continues and he says, Nava gunja veda shikhi pucha shobhe shire chandra mukhe aruna adhara shobha kare. Now see, when these personalities are writing these verses, they are seeing this darshan. Even Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying what the Brahmana was saying. Because Vrindavan Das Thakur is none other than Vyasadeva himself. And here we see that he is saying, Nava gunja veda shikhi pucha shobhe shire. On the head is decorated by gunja mala. There are different beads. There are some seeds which are made into garlands and they're put very nicely. And there are different flowers on the head, flower garlands on the head. There is the peacock feather also. And here it is described that the beautiful face of the Lord was like the moon and his lips were shining reddish. Hasya dolya dui nayana kamala vaijayanti mala dole makara kundala. So it is described that Lord was smiling. Lord was smiling at the Brahmana. His eyes, Lord's eyes, were looking at different things around. And also it is described here Lord was wearing a beautiful garland called Vaijayanti Mala, and his beautiful earrings, sharp-shaped earrings, were moving to and fro. Charanaravinda Shobhe Sri Ratnanupura Nakhamani Kirane Timira Geladura. And here it is described. Now Vrindavan Thakur's camera is going down to the lotus feet of the Lord. And he's seeing, Lord is wearing beautiful ankle bells. And the toenails which are there, those toenails are shining bright. And that brightness is removing all the andhakar that is there everywhere. And finally he says, Apurva kadamba vriksha dekhe sei khane Vrindavana dekhe nada kare pakshi gane. He didn't see only Lord with 800 form. He saw entire Vrindavan in front of him. And in that Vrindavan, there were kadamba vriksha. There were different birds which were flying. Can you imagine everything in the room? Someday you're chanting and you open your eyes. Vrindavan Yatra? I was told Jagannath Puri. I was told Mayapur. Can you imagine that? Just think about it. In the room, our Brahmana is getting Sakshat Darshan of Vrindavan Dham, Divya Vrindavan. This Brahmana is looking at this entire darshan. He's going mad looking at this entire darshan. And not just some birds and cows and some other animals. Gopa Gopi Gabi Gana Chatur Dike Dekhe Jaha Dhyana Kare Tae Dekhe Para Dekhe. He's seeing the Gopas, he's seeing the Gopis, he's seeing everything of Vrindavan. Everything of Vrindavan. Therefore, this is one of the anchoring that the devotees have, which Narottam Das Thakur keeps in front of us. That somehow when the heart becomes cleansed, this darshan of the Lord, this darshan of Vrindavan Dham will be manifested in front of us as well. Narottam Das Thakur sings this very, very beautiful bhajan. Now where he says, Arka benitai chande karuna hoibe samsara basana ura kabe tuchha Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha bema Kabe hamahe Shri Vrindavan. He's praying that when will that mercy of Lord come on me? When will mercy of Guru Maharaj come on me? Srila Prabhupada come on me? By which all my material vasanas will go away, my heart will become pure. And when will that real Divya Vrindavan manifest in front of my eyes? This Brahmana was going mad looking at Vrindavan Dham in front of him. Chatur, not Chaturbhuja, Ashtabhuja Darshan. There's also a very nice line which is mentioned, that meditation which this devotee had, that meditation which he was having every single day manifested in front of him. Meditation, now we cannot sit and start meditating. Maybe Vrindavan is like this, Vrindavan is like this. No. By reading Shastra, naturally meditation becomes very strong. By these different verses which we chant, meditation becomes strong. Therefore, devotees chant the various verses. They go deeper in the Shastra. Therefore, when we read Shastra, it modifies our thought process, our consciousness, and gives us a very, very wonderful thought process to meditate on. And just by reading Shastra, this will happen. But for Brahmana, yes, it was in front of him, whatever is meditating. Therefore, I always say this in different classes, we have to hike up something higher. And here, the Brahmana is getting this wonderful thing. Now, what do you think Brahmana might have done? He just fainted. He just fainted. And the Supreme Lord, in his Ashtabhuja room, with one of his hands, he touched Brahmana. He touched Brahmana. Brahmana got up. Again he saw this Divya Darshan. Again he fainted. He got up. Again he saw this Divya Darshan. Again he fainted. Many times this happened because who can tell what Brahmana was experiencing? Who can tell? Only those devotees of experience can tell. He was crying, rolling on the ground and shivering, hair standing on end. Rivers were flowing from his eyes. And at that time, when all this was going on, the Lord spoke. The Lord said that, oh Brahmana, this is not the first time that you're getting this darshan. You have been my devotee lifetime after lifetime. You know what? In the previous yuga, when I manifested as Krishna in Vrindavan, you came to Nanda Maharaj's house to beg. And the same facility was given to you to cook. And the same pastime was done. And I manifested this form in front of you, O Brahman. And then he said, confidential. And Lord continued, and Lord said, I have manifested in Navadvip to freely distribute Krishna praying to everyone who comes to Navadvip. Patra na dekhi. Lord does not see who is qualified, who is not qualified. He just bestows mercy on everyone. And he said this to the Brahmana. I have appeared in Navadvip only to distribute mercy for free to everyone. But then he said something. Keep this confidential. If you reveal it to others, I will kill you. Vrindavan Das Thakur writes this. I was shocked to read it. I will kill you. And immediately Lord came back to his form as Nimai. He ran away from that place. And Nidra Devi removed her mercy. Everyone got up. Jagannath Mishra came running. And before all this happened, when Nimai ran away from that place, what do you think Brahmana's mood would be? Because now the only thing that was there in front of him is the prasad in front of him. The offering has become successful. Prasad is there in front. And it is described, Brahmana was not just eating through his mouth, he was smearing everywhere on the body. He was jumping and dancing because the entire room was Vrindavan. He was jumping and dancing, jumping and dancing. And at that time, Jagannath Mishra entered, and when Jagannath Mishra saw this entire scene of this Brahmana, immediately Brahmana came back to his senses. And Jagannath Mishra asked, what happened? And the Brahmana said, offering was successful. Oh, what a pastime. What a pastime. And you know what Brahmana did after that? Do you think Brahmana went around some other place? He settled in Vrindavan. This mendicant who was roaming around, wandering mendicant, he settled in Vrindavan Dham, in Navadvip Dham. And every day he would come with his begging bowl in front of Jagannath Mishra's house, not to receive any alms, but to get darshan of the sweet Lord who is running around in the house of Jagannath Mishra, our dear Lord, my Gauranga. And every time he would have that, then I want to tell this. Oh, Jagannath Mishra, Sachi Mother, you don't know who is there in your Supreme Personality of Godhead. That same Vaikuntanath has appeared in your house. Insane. But every day he was relishing this darshan. Every single day he was relishing this darshan. Can you imagine? All these pastimes have taken place here in Navadvip Dham. And we all are so fortunate that we're sitting in Navadvip Dham and hearing the pastimes that happened in Navadvip Dham. This is called as great fortune, great fortune, great fortune. And this pastime that we heard, all the childhood pastimes that we heard, this can be our meditation for tonight. Before sleeping and meditate. We never know. Our Lord might inspire us in some way and inspire us to advance in bhakti. Only one thing which I'd like to tell at the end is, life is very short, very short. What will happen at what time, no one knows. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala. Anytime, the time can come where the death will knock the door. And they will not ask also, are you ready? No, yes. We are expected to be prepared. The only thing that we as devotees can do to prepare ourselves is become more and more serious in Krishna consciousness. And every single day, we should be able to do something by which we get closer to Krishna. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively, with absorption, hearing, with absorption, reading, with absorption and selfless mood, serving. only for the pleasure of Krishna. Someday we will attain the highest destination for sure. We'll be prepared. We all are in Navadvip Dham, and now only 4 days are remaining. Yatra ऐसे खत्म होता है. Only 4 days are remaining. If at all, if you feel inspired by hearing this different pastimes from Chaitanya Bhagavat, I beg at the feet of all of you that please intensify devotional service for next 4 days. Kabhi kabhi health down ho jayega. Sometimes we get tired. Wherever we are going, please remember those are the places where Lord has done pastimes. And these rounds that we're chanting in Dham are very, very special. Very special. And it is seen all the devotees were serious in the yatra to make maximum utilization of the opportunity, golden opportunity in the golden Dham, where we have the golden avatar. They will advance in Krishna consciousness very fast, very, very fast. And when you go back to Bangalore, we're fully charged. And now the only thing that remains is distribute to others and continue bhakti with full enthusiasm. Are you all ready for intense bhakti? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Vrindavan Das Thakur ki, Mayapur Yatra ki. So I am the MC for every day. So if you're inspired with any of the things that I've spoken, so please pray for me. So that whatever I've spoken, I'll be able to implement. So please pray for me by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare.
For brahmacharis, the prayers of all the devotees is the hope. So please keep praying for us. Hare Krishna. So I request His Grace Harikshitapu to please come and share.